Good evening, everyone. We are team number 5. My name is Naureen Joseph. I worked with Melissa Lee, Shonte Lindsey, and Seretha Lockett. And today we will be presenting our HR consulting proposal for Delta Airlines titled Delta Airlines. As one of the world's leading airlines, Delta's success depends on its people. Our presentation will examine several key workforce challenges that is impacting employees' well-being and the performance, and will provide a strategic HR recommendations designed to strengthen employee engagement, improve retention, and support Delta's continued success. Thank you. Today, we will be presenting our human resource consulting proposal for Delta Airlines. As one of the most recognized airlines in the world, Delta has built a strong reputation for operational excellence, reliability, and exceptional customer service. While these accomplishments have made Delta an industry leader, maintaining this level of excellence depends heavily on the people who make it possible. Employees are the foundation of Delta's success. Flight attendants, pilots, customer service agents, handlers, mechanics, and countless other employees work together to ensure passengers are safe and a positive travel experience. Because of this, investing in employees is just as important as investing in technology or aircraft. As HR consultants, our role is to evaluate the workplace challenges that may impact employee satisfaction, employee engagement, organizational performance. Throughout this presentation, we will identify key human resource challenges that Delta is currently facing and provide strategic recommendations that improve employee engagement, employee well-being, and the retention while supporting Delta's continued success as global leaders in the aviation industry. To better understand the HR challenges facing Delta Airlines, it is first it is first important to understand the company itself. Delta Airlines was founded on March 2nd, 1925, originally operating as Huff D-Land Dusters, the world's first aerial crop dusting company. Just a few years later, under the leadership of C.E. Woolman, the company transitioned into passenger transportation and officially became Delta Airline Service in 1929. Today, Delta Airlines is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, and has been one of the largest airlines in the world. The airline serves more than 300 destinations across 6 continents and operates in over 50 countries. Delta also employs more than 100,000 people worldwide, making human resource management a critical function of this organization. The company has consistently earned recognition for customer satisfaction, operational reliability, and service excellence. However, maintaining these standards require a highly engaged workforce that is motivated, supported, and equipped to meet the demands of the fast-paced and consistently changing industry. As Delta continues to expand its global presence, ensuring employee well-being, it becomes increasingly important to sustain its competitive advantage. After evaluating Delta Airlines workforce, our team identified three primary human resource challenges. The first challenge is maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Many Delta employees work irregular schedules, including nights, weekends, holidays, and on-call shifts. Employees in customer-facing positions also experience frequent travel and long work hours. Over time, these demanding schedules can contribute to fatigue, stress, burnout, and difficulty maintaining a healthy balance between work and personal life. The second challenge is high operational pressure placed on employees. Because Delta has established a strong reputation for exceptional customer service, employees are expected to consistently provide excellent customer service even during difficult situations such as flight delays, cancellations, severe weather storm, peak travel seasons, and other operational disruptions. While these high expectations contribute to Delta's success, they can also create a stress for employees who must manage frustrated customers while maintaining professionalism at all times. Finally, Delta faces ongoing challenges of maintaining employee engagement and morale across global workforce of more than 100,000 employees. Managing such a large and diverse workforce requires consistent communication, effective leadership, and strong employee support systems. Employees working in different regions and cultures may experience different workplace challenges, making it essential for Delta to create an environment where employees feel valued, motivated, and connected to the organization's mission. These three workplace challenges, work life balance, operational pressure, and employee engagement serve as the foundation for the recommendation that our team will present throughout the remainder of this consulting proposal. Please allow me to introduce Shonte Lindsey, who will be talking about the needs assessment and the need cost analysis. My apologies, I mean root cause analysis.
Thank you. Thank you for providing an overview of Delta Airlines and the HR challenges impacting the organization. I'll now transition into the needs assessment, followed by an overview of evidence-based HR and how these approaches can help ensure that recommendations are supported by data rather than assumptions. As we just discussed, Delta faces several significant HR challenges, some just being alone employee burnout, work life balance issues, and maintaining engagement across a workforce of more than 100,000 employees. Before recommending any solutions, it is important that HR first understands exactly what's causing these challenges. That's where the needs assessment comes in. A needs assessment is a systematic process used to identify gaps between an organization's current performance and its desired performance. Rather than making assumptions, HR collects data to determine what employees need and where improvements should be focused. For Delta Airlines, we recommend beginning by identifying workforce performance challenges throughout the organization. This includes collecting employee feedback through engagement surveys and listening sessions to better understand employee experiences. HR should also analyze turnover rates and absenteeism data. High turnover and frequent absences are often indicators of burnout, dissatisfaction, or workload issues. Another important source of information is customer satisfaction data. Since Delta is recognized for exceptional customer service, employee performance directly impacts the customer experience. Looking at customer feedback alongside HR metrics can help identify patterns. Finally, HR should interview both managers and frontline employees. Managers often understand operational challenges, while frontline employees experience those challenges every day. Gathering input from both groups allows HR to prioritize the organization's most critical workforce needs before implementing solutions. Once the needs assessment has been completed, the next step is for human resources to use an evidence-based approach when making organizational decisions. Rather than relying on assumptions, opinions, or past practices, evidence-based HR focuses on using reliable data, academic research, organizational metrics, and measurable outcomes to guide decision-making. This approach ensures that HR initiatives are not only strategic, but also produce meaningful and sustainable results. Evidence-based HR combines information from multiple sources, including employee engagement, surveys, turnover reports, absenteeism data, performance evaluations, exit reviews, and industry best practices. By analyzing these sources together, HR professionals can identify patterns, understand the root cause of workplace issues, and develop solutions that are supported by evidence rather than intuition. In Delta's airline case, The needs assessment identifies several key factors contributing to the organization's human resource challenges. Employees frequently experiences irregular work schedules, extended shifts, staffing shortages, and operational disruptions caused by weather and peak travel seasons, and the ongoing pressure to maintain Delta's high customer service standards. While each of these challenges is significant on its own, together they can contribute to increased stress, employee burnout, lower morale, reduced productivity, and higher turnover rates. Because these findings are supported by organizational data and employee feedback, HR can confidently recommend targeted interventions instead of relying on temporary or reactive solutions. For example, if turnover data indicates that employees are consistently leaving after periods of excessive overtime, Delta could reevaluate schedule practices, improve workforce planning, or hire additional staff during peak travel periods. Or hire additional staff during peak travel periods. Similarly, if employee engagement surveys consistently identify burnout as a major concern, HR could implement wellness initiatives, expand mental health resources, provide resilience training for employees, and equip managers with the tools needed to recognize and address burnout before it leads to disengagement or turnover. An evidence-based approach also allows Delta to evaluate whether these initiatives are actually working. Rather than assuming improvements have been made, HR can monitor key performance indicators such as employee turnover rates, engagement survey results, productivity levels, customer satisfaction scores, and retention rates over time. Comparing these metrics before and after implementing HR initiatives provide measurable evidence of success and identifies areas that may require additional attention. Ultimately, using evidence-based HR enables Delta Airlines to move from a reactive approach to a proactive one. Instead of simply responding to workplace challenges after they occur, the organization can anticipate potential issues, make informed, strategic decisions, and continuously improve the employee experience. This not only strengthens employee well-being and organizational performance, but also supports Delta's long-term goal of maintaining its reputation for operational excellence and exceptional customer service. And now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague so she can discuss the recommendations for Delta Airlines. Thank you.
Recommendation number 1, implement a more structured workforce planning and scheduling process that promotes fairness, predictability, and employee well-being. HR should review all patterns, weekend assignments, holiday coverage, on-call expectations, and travel requirements to identify areas where workload can be redistributed more equitably, providing employees with schedules further in advance, rotating unpopular shifts fairly, and limiting consecutive long-hour assignments can reduce burnout and improve morale. HR should recommend flexible staffing options, including cross-training, backup coverage pools, temporary or part-time support during peak periods, and shift swaps when feasible. For travel heavy or on call roles, the company should set clear limits, recovery times, and transparent compensation or time off policies to support employees while meeting business needs. HR should also gather regular employee feedback, monitor overtime and burnout risk, and train managers to recognize fatigue, stress, and disengagement. Wellness reduced resources, assistance programs, Rest periods and open communication can improve retention, satisfaction, productivity, and overall work life balance. Due to Delta's strong brand reputation and high service standards, employees must consistently deliver quality service during delays, cancellations, severe weather, peak travel seasons, and other disruptions. Recommendation number 2: a proactive workforce management strategy that balances customer service expectations with employee capacity. This includes analyzing peak travel periods, delay patterns, severe weather disruptions, and staffing shortages to ensure that enough trained employees are available during high demand situations. HR should work with operation leaders to create contingency staffing plans, reserve support teams, and clear escalation procedures so employees are not left to manage excessive pressure without adequate resources. HR should provide targeted training in stress management, conflict resolution, customer de escalation, and disruption decision making. Managers should learn to spot fatigue, rotate high pressure assignments, and offer real time support, while check ins and debriefs help address recurring stressors before they cause burnout or turnover. Long term HR should set measurable well being standards, including overtime monitoring, rest periods for extended shifts, assistance programs, and recognition for employees who handle difficult service situations well. Aligning staffing, training, and wellness with operational demands can preserve strong service while reducing stress, improving retention, and supporting morale. Recommendation number 3: recommend a comprehensive engagement strategy that connects Delta's customer service standards. To strengthen engagement and morale, HR should link Delta's service standards with employee well-being recognition and career growth through regular surveys, listening sessions, and feedback channels across departments and locations. HR should partner with leaders to strengthen communication, consistency, and recognition. Managers should provide constructive feedback, acknowledge contributions, and support employees during stressful periods, while recognition programs and incentives reinforce quality service. Because Delta has a large, diverse workforce, HR should make engagement inclusive, accessible, and ongoing through leadership development, career pathways, mentorship, wellness resources, and employee involvement. These efforts can improve morale and retention, service quality, and workforce resilience.
Thank you, Melissa. My name is Seretha Lockett. I will be going over the implementation phases. Implementation should roll out in deliberate phases so we don't overwhelm teams or introduce changes that we cannot simply sustain. Phase 1 goes through month 0 through 3, and the goal here is to establish a clear baseline. What is burnout and how does it cost us? Where are pressure points and which groups are most impacted? During this period, we'll run assessments, engage in well-being, pulse checks, schedule, and overtime reviews. We'll look at absenteeism, turnover analysis, and manager listening sessions. We'll also define success metrics up front so that we can track progress consistently. Things like schedule stability, time off utilization, overtime hours, engagement scores, and retention. Just as important, we'll also identify a small number of early quick wins That can reduce friction immediately, such as standardizing schedule posting timelines or clarifying escalation paths for coverage gaps. Phase 2 is months 3 through 6, where we move from diagnosis to implementation. This is when we begin improving scheduling practices and staffing coverage. We reduce last-minute changes, improve shift swaps, and set clear guidelines to protect rest and recovery. We'll launch manager development focused on the practical behaviors that reduce burnout. So we're setting expectations, we're prioritizing work, we're also coaching performance and addressing issues early. Training is also introduced in this phase, both role-based and cross-training, so that teams have more flexibility and fewer single points of failure. This is also the right window to implement recognition initiatives that are meaningful and frequent, not just annual, because sustained engagement is built through consistent reinforcement. Phase 3 is months 6 through 12, where the focus is refinement and scale. So we'll evaluate what's working, using the baseline metrics and stakeholder feedback, and then adjust staffing models, adjust scheduling guidelines or training investments accordingly. If certain roles show outsized improvement, we can expand those practices to additional groups. We'll also formalize longer-term career development elements, skills pathways, internal mobility options, and clearer progression, because retention is strongly tied to the growth and clarity. Finally, we'll integrate employee well-being into standard workforce planning so that becomes part of how Delta operates, not a one-time initiative. Next, we'll speak about expected results. So with the expected results, that falls into 3 categories: employee outcome, operational outcome, and customer outcome. On the employee side, we anticipate improved work-life balance and reduced burnout through more predictable schedules, better coverage, and clearer expectations. We should see higher engagement because employees feel supported. They feel recognized, and they're able to do quality work without being in constant crisis mode. When managers are trained and consistent, employees are experiencing less frustration and fewer repeated issues, meaning their better day-to-day culture is, and it's a better fit and provides better survey results. On the operational side, we expect higher productivity and fewer disruptions. When the schedule is stable and teams are cross-trained, there are fewer scramble moments, fewer coverage gaps, and less overtime volatility. Better manager effectiveness also shows up in practical ways, and faster problem solving and clearer coaching is also provided. Over time, these improvements should contribute to lower absenteeism as well as reduced turnover, both of which have measurable cost savings. On the customer side, the impact is stronger service consistency. When employees aren't burned out, they communicate better, they solve problems faster, and deliver a better experience. The long-term result is a stronger culture of reliability and excellence, supporting Delta's brand promise and helping to sustain performance at scale. To close, Delta's continued success depends on maintaining a workforce that is not only capable, but also supported, engaged, and sustainable over time. The issues that we're experiencing here are burnout, scheduling instability, and inconsistent leadership practices. They're not just people problems. They directly affect safety, service quality, productivity, and retention. This plan is intentionally practical. We want to establish the baseline, implement targeted improvements, develop leaders, and then refine based on results. The goal is to create an operational model where workforce planning and employee well-being are built into how we run the business. so teams can deliver exceptional customer service without sacrificing long-term sustainability. Thank you for your time and attention. We welcome your questions, and we're also happy to discuss which phase you'd like to prioritize first and where you'd like the earliest pilot efforts to occur.